Hello, in this video I'm gonna tell you about rusting issue, rock problem and cow tongue problem with my Honda CB350 RS. So you can check out the bike is in mint condition. It's waxed, protected, polished. So the major rusting issue is on the tank. You can see on the joints the rust is developing, and also my bike's tank was a bit defected. It has a yellow overspray, so I have complained to Honda, and they have so kind of them to replace me with a brand new tank free of cost in warranty. So that's a plus point from Honda. It took 1 month. This is the raw footage at the agency when I complained about the rusting issue. They took photos and filed an STR complaint. You can clearly see yellow overspray all over the black paint, and the paint also have some chips from down part. So the new tank has arrived at the agency and it's free of cost replacement. So I will get it replaced ASAP. It took 1 month in the processing. You can also check it out. The yellow, like a minor defect also here. Also paint was all scratched up when I received the bike. The dudes just with a dirty cloth, he polished the all the bike before I arrived at the delivery. So and it was the first service when I filed the complaint, 900 kilometers something. And also the idiot at the dealership spray some lube on the rust and said it will go, but the tank is replaced. It's waiting at the dealership. And the processing, the plastic of the gauge cluster, it's very delicate. I take so much care while washing, but even though I scratched it badly, and I will recommend you to get a guard or something and protect it ASAP. Now the rock problem, when you ride bike at high speed 80-90, so the rock goes flying off to directly to the chassis, and the paint is chipped where the rock hits, and a surface rust is developed. So it is so sad to watch rust developing on this brand new bike. It has 9,000 kilometers on it, and the skid plates protect, but I definitely need a longer skid plate which covers the whole chassis and engine part. There is no rust development on the chassis underneath and on the engine casing, so that's a plus point. Even in the fins they are super clean, and the rust should be developing at the exhaust, but there is such minor little rust, and even on the oxygen sensor there is no rust. You can check out paint chips even on the exhaust. And the problem is in the high speed the rocks just goes fly off so at such a high speed. The aluminum skid plate protects, but down the chassis there are some chips even on the alloys. So I did more than a bit of hardcore off-roading and this happened. So there is a minor chip in the engine casing too, and this was from the agency, I think. So on the engine head behind the fuel injection where rust would be developing, there is zero rust, no nothing. These engine get super hot, these parts gets, look at that gorgeous chassis, man. The paint quality is dope. Honda, the paint quality is good. There is some rust developing on the swing arm right there. That's catched my eye. Other than that, on the whole swing arm, there is no surface rust, not at all. The paint quality is dope. Even underneath, it's a bit messy, but no rust. On the wells, even on the aftermarket leg guard, and you can check out the damage of from rocks at high speed and cow dung. So cow dung, it's acidic and it dissolves paint. Like the process of dissolving paint is increased, the speed is increased, so cow dung is a problem. And also the damage from the rocks, the gorgeous swing arm has been damaged sadly, but rear it's all shiny. In the exhaust, no rust. And The main thing to prevent rust is when you wash bike or when then the bike is in rain, just start the bike and let it sit for 5 minutes. The bike will heat up and all the water will evaporate. You will prevent the rust, and also keep it waxed, protected, polished, and wash your bike like often, uh, once in a week if you can. From downwards you can check out the glossy shiny paint. I even scratched that, it hurts. Also the hardware supportive is not that good. You can check out the rust developing in the hardware. It's specific, and there should be rust here. It's underneath the rear tire, or this is the metal tail section. The whole tail is metal, but there is no rust here. Even on the hardware, it's all powder coated. The iodized, the nuts and bolts are iodized, and on the chassis, no rust. And there is the broken key. So the problem is the nut from the factory, the nuts are just high torque, too tight. So I broke a key right there, and the rust is from that broken key. You can check out, I even hammered the nut, the bolt, sorry. Iodized bolts are like the black iodized, it's all aluminum. This bike is using nice good metal like aluminum and powder coated parts a lot. No rust here, nothing to see here, but oh my god, that is like glass. The swinger is killing me. I'm just not able to keep it shiny. Side stand, no major rust here, but on the down part there is a little bit too much of rust. I'm thinking of getting some rubbery part down up there. The bike mostly stands on rough areas. It's all good here, nothing to worry about. Check out the hardware, even the nickel and chrome parts. The chrome parts are all good, but on the nickel there is rust. So here the problem is all the mud and cow dung and everything just collects here and there. Here is the computer and important sensor and connectors. So every time you wash the bike, the engine light just pops out and then the water evaporates, the engine lights goes off. So that's a problem. I really need to like add some rubber or a piece that blocks the mud to get collect in here and water to sit here. So that's a problem. This is really a pavement princess, if you will say, not a hardcore off-roader. But the reality is I did a lot of off-roading with this bike. Rust there on the silencer, on the nut specifically. The hardware is not that good. Also the KTM which are imported from India, exported from India, the rust is developing in the hardware and the nuts are too tight. So that's a problem, common problem in India. These parts are all glossy powder coated, but the rust is developing where it's touching, the springs are touching. So that was like a bit off, but on the chrome parts, no major rust. That's all good. The shocks are so high quality. The headlight is, it's all good. So that's it for the video. Nothing to worry about. Just go ahead and buy this bike. This is 100 times better than Ari. Look at that tire shine, man. Other than surface rust, Honda delivers excellent quality, and this is the best bike in the class.